was all going so well for Chelsea, wasn't it? 13 games, winning on the bounce. Then all of a sudden they lose to Tottenham. A few days after that, we hear of a bust-up between Diego Costa and the Chelsea staff. Antonio Conte reportedly shouting at Diego Costa, "Go to China," in the midst of a training session. I want to know of you, Francis Maxwell, do Chelsea need Diego Costa to win the league?
Absolutely, they need Diego Costa to win the Premier League. Do not be fooled, Kev. I don't think you will be. I don't think you're a fool. But I think there's several fans out there, several Chelsea fans have been going back and forth with Twitter after they won against Leicester City. Many of them were saying, we don't need Diego Costa. We've got Pedro. We've got Hazard. Yeah, that's all well and good up against a struggling Leicester City side who really cannot put two passes together anywhere near the way they were able to last year. Then they'll probably win against Hull in the next game at home. But look at their schedule at the end of January, Kev. They have to travel to Anfield and take on a Liverpool team that hunt like a pack of hyenas, that are going to close down, that are going to be a problem all over the park. And look what they did to Manchester United. Man United relied on a long ball. They had to throw on Fellaini in order to try and get something out of that game because Liverpool prevent teams from playing with the ball on the floor. And I think in games like that, you need a body in there. Diego Costa is a nightmare to play against for any defensive pairing. And I think they need him to win games. Oh, and by the way, after that game in January 31st against Liverpool, they have to play Arsenal. That's going to be a troubling time. And Chelsea need their star striker. He's been phenomenal all season. Don't let this bust up cloud your vision and think that Chelsea can go on. They need Costa to win it.
Francis, you'll be delighted to know that I am a fool. I disagree completely. Do they need Diego Costa to win the title? No. They're 7 points up. Aside from that, though, Antonio Conte knows, just like Edgardo Berizzo over at Celta Vigo today when he kicked Fabian Oriana out of the squad because he'd a bust up about him. He knows what they have in chemistry and as a unit together is far greater than one player who wants to throw his toys out of the pram amid interest from China. To me, if he's going to be a disruptive character within this squad, you don't play him just because you think you need him. You get rid of him as soon as you can, because you have a 7-point lead and you have a wonderful opportunity when other teams are falling flat in their face, like the likes of a Manchester City. Man United haven't quite convinced that they can really challenge until the end. Liverpool, not so much. Arsenal, Spurs, I think this is Chelsea's year. And are they going to let Diego Costa, who throws little temper tantrums, get in the way of their transfer or get in the way of their title hopes? Absolutely not. I'd transfer him out if he's going to be that disruptive case. If he's going to apologise to Conte and the training staff, fine, let him back in. But if he doesn't do that, I'd move him on fast because I think Chelsea have enough. Michy Batshuayi was excellent in League One last year. He's a good player and he's actually of a similar mould as well. Or you have the option to go with a false nine too. It's something that we've seen from many other teams. Napoli were without Gabbiadini for a while. They were without Milik and they went with the false nine with Mertens. It was a similar situation. I actually think Chelsea could do it. Diego Costa is not bigger than Chelsea. Chelsea's far greater than Diego Costa.
Kev, I honestly think when you were talking there, I thought that Will Smith had came into your house maybe before the game against Tottenham and just pressed his little pen that he has in Men in Black and just wiped your memory clean from the Premier League up until that point. And then you watched their game and you thought, oh, well, they lost against Tottenham and then they beat Leicester. They could win without Diego Costa. But Kev, he had dragged them out of many different games. He scored relentlessly. He is leading Chelsea by far and away as their top goal scorer. And he's just all round having a phenomenal season. I agree with what you're saying about no one player is bigger. But I'm talking about to win the ultimate prize in English Premier League football. You need to have your star striker in there. Yeah, you got to mend the ties. You can't come in with a trembling lip. It's not going to work that way. You need to get Costa back in there happy and ready to play for this team because when he's happy and playing well, listen to this for an outrageous statement. There is no better striker in the world when Diego Costa is happy, on form, and causing problems. He's a nightmare, an absolute nightmare to play against.
Oh, my word. Did Will Smith just take a trip from Miami over to LA? There's no better striker in world football on his day than Diego Costa.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you, it's the truth, mate. I'm telling you. He is a nightmare to play against. If I was a centre-back and I had my pickings from Luis Suarez, Robert Lewandowski, any of those guys, but Diego Costa on his day, I would take any of them playing against him because Diego Costa is going to cause a nightmarish amount of problems for any defender in the world. I'm telling you, on his day, he's not consistent. You can't just group it into on his day football. He's still not the best striker in the world. But when he is on it, he's a nightmare to play against, and there's no one better than him.
I'm with you. First of all, I can't believe you didn't mention John Hartson in there amongst the greatest players and hard to deal with. But aside from that, I want to know what you guys at home think. I strongly disagree. Conte's a wonderful manager, and he's built this machine that is Chelsea, and they're hard to score against. So with the fullbacks that they have tearing forward and the system that they have, Conte in midfield, going forward, Hazard has been superb, Pedro even better. I think they can do it without him. Francis says no. What do you think? Can Chelsea win the Premier League without Diego Costa? Let us know right here on Box to Box.